agree to the options given. This is HIL 402 and
Ma'am, I think your
configuration
screen is
ID
not
Ma'am,
1.
visible.
ma'am,
Ma'am,
your
your screen
screen
not
is not
visible.
Ma'am,
visible.
you aren't sharing your screen.
Okay. I just share it. Thank you for telling me. I just forgot. I hope my voice is audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So coming towards our Typhoon Hill Control Center in the schematic editor, the same thing we will do. That is, we will go to the file option, click on new, and in new you will go to the new model. As we will be creating model for the boost closed loop controller. Here I agree to the HIL 402 because our work can be done with this and with the same configuration ID and the simulation method exact also and the simulation time step auto. Just click similarly, only click next to it and then click finish. Okay, complete it till here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then for this boost closed loop, we will fetch one converter from the converter library, from our library. So here I'm going to fetch one boost converter. This is our boost converter. And regarding this, you can learn from the help. See here, you can see the component parameters here. So this is the component and this is the schematic diagram for this. You can see that this is a single switching. So because of this single switching operation, it provides the high efficiency and rest of the parameters you can go through in detail with this document which is available. It can be used as an internal modulator as well as model also. Okay, and its weight is 1. Okay, and these are the calculations. These are the parameters which are used for the temperature calculations if somewhere required. But in today's, we will not be requiring this temperature calculations. Only will be requiring the execution rate. So all the parameters are given here in the document. You can go through easily even after the session. Is it clear to everyone? Just type done. Yes. Okay. Now come back to the schematic editor. So here our options are given as digital inputs. Then options you can see we have the internal modulator and the model. As we are designing boost closed loop controller, so I'll switch on to the internal modulator option. So this is the internal modulator option and here you can see the operation mode is fixed frequency, carrier frequency and carrier offset. Dead time period I'm going to keep it as 1. Okay. And here your reference signal, this is -1 to 1. So I'm keeping it from 0 to 1. Okay. From 0 to 1. Is it clear to everyone? And execution rate will be inherent.
मैम -0 0 1 0 का मतलब क्या है?
Not -0, it is 0 only.
सो मैम 0
See,
to 1 में मैम 4 बार 0 मतलब 3 बार 0 और एक बार 1 क्यों
it's
होता
not
है?
4 times 0, it is 0.0 and it is 1.0. It
ओके
takes
मैम,
that
ओके
way. Minimum and maximum values. Okay,
मैम डेट
and
टाइम
our
पीरियड
load,
इज 1 माइक्रो डेट टाइम 1 माइक्रो सेकंड क्यों
yeah,
है मैम?
1 e to the power minus 6 seconds. I'm just keeping it manually. You can try using the 5 e to the power minus 6. I'm just keeping so that I can get the results. It's all based on the calculations, right?
Okay.
Here we will not be doing the calculation that on which calculation on which dead time period we are going to get the results or not. So you know that the boost closed loop controller is used to obtain the constant DC output voltage, right? And the switching frequency and the duty cycle decides the output voltage. And in the closed loop process, what we will be doing in this process, we will be comparing means the output voltage with the set voltage, and the error value will be reduced by controlling the switching pulse. This is we are going to do here in this boost closed loop controller, which we are going to design. Okay. And the three main parts of this boost closed loop controller are: one is the boost converter, which I have shown, and another one is the PI controller. I will just show you. This is the PID controller, which will design in the controller part. Here also there are options you can change to the PI if you want to use it PI, okay, or if you only want to use it P, just see. So this way you can do it. Otherwise, we can design also the PI controller. So today we will design the PI controller in the control section. Yeah, just tell me what happened.
Ma'am, a bit slow, ma'am. It's too fast.
Okay, I'm slow, I think, today.
Somewhat,
I'm
ma'am.
designing. Okay, I'm designing slow. Okay, you want my conversation to be slow. Okay, okay. So I think everyone got the concept that why we use the boost closed loop control. We use the boost loop closed control in order to obtain a DC means constant DC output voltage. We want a constant DC output voltage. So that's for this purpose we are using the boost closed loop control here in this schematic. Otherwise, boost closed loop is used, controller is used in many things. In the mechanical process as well, it is used in order to enforce the waste or in order to enforce the turbine or something. That purpose also it is used. But right now here, what we are designing, here what we are doing, we are trying to obtain a constant DC output voltage. Okay, I'll tell you this step by step. Then the three main components of this, what we are designing today in the schematic, one is the boost converter and another one is the PID controller. So in PID controller, with the help icon, you can uh, see the PID controller, that how PID controller. So here you can see that it is designed using the proportional gain and the integral gain, and we will be using this method only when we are designing the controller part, right? So this is the design of the PID controller, and with the help of the help icon you can just go with this KP, KI and KD. You can get to the properties as well. You can go through this document after the session. Okay, so coming back again to the schematic, I'm just letting you know that what are the three components which we are going to use. And here also you can change it. If you want to use it as P, just use it as P. So it will become P. If you want to use it as PI, then you can use it as PI. It depends, all depends upon you, that how you want to use it. So right now I don't want to use, because right now I will design the plant section here. So here I delete it. Okay. Till this part it is clear. So these two parts we have covered, the three main out of the three main parts, and one main part is PWM generator. So for that PWM we will be using the PWM modulator. We can also use, otherwise using the SCADA inputs, there we can define the PWM enable in the controller part. So you will see that how we will be using these three parts. Okay, now Now I want one voltage source. So I'll be fetching one voltage source from the source library. Is it clear to everyone what we are going to perform today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So here I want the source nature to be constant and my source nature is constant. So here I want my source nature to be constant. I am keeping it as that only. I will change it here so that I must know that I am giving it as V input. So I'll change it as Vn. If you want to keep it as Vs1, that's okay. But I want to change it as Vn. So I'll be using it as Vn. I also want to measure this input value, input voltage. So I will fetch one current measurement. This is the current measurement, and for this I'll be naming it as IN. Okay. I'll be also using one inductor at the input side. So from the passive elements, I'm going to fetch one inverter from the passive component. So here I'm going to take one inductor. And this inductor value will be 1 e to the power minus 3. I'm fine with it. And I can name it as L because another side also I'm going to use the inductor portion if required. So we will use, otherwise not an issue. Now here I will join this to the positive terminal of the boost. This also, and here also I will join to the negative terminal of the boost. So this left side of the portion I have completed. Now at the right side of the portion towards the out of the boost, I will be using one current measurement in order to measure the current measurement. But before that, I want one voltage measurement across this inductor. So I'll use one voltage measurement. So this is one voltage measurement I'll be using for measuring the voltage across the inductor, and I will name it as VL. I hope now everyone have learned how to name the things. So here I will name it as VL. VL. Okay. So this right side portion is completed. Now here I want at the outside that I want to measure the current of the boost. So this is here I'll be measuring the output current of the boost. So I will name it as I out underscore boost. Just remember the things what we are naming as we will be using in the SCADA the same things. If somewhere we have the use, then there it will be requiring. So just remember the fonts or the things that how you have used. In fact, in the capture and scope, if we want to use the signals, so you must know that what are the signals we are going to use there. Okay. So here one current measurement is put for the measurement of the boost current of output boost current of the boost. Now I want one equivalent series resistance. So the equivalent series resistance, for the equivalent series resistance, I will be using this one only. The resistor from the passive element, and I will just simply name it as ESR. This means that I am using the equivalent series resistance. And this, the value of this equivalent series resistance, I'm going to put it as 0.001. 0.001 ohm. Okay. Now, I will also use the capacitor along with the this equivalent series resistance. So this is my capacitor, and this capacitor value I'm going to put a little bit higher. So the value will be, instead of 1 e to the power 6, I'll be using 810 e to the power minus 6 farad. This is according to the calculation. Otherwise, for the experiment purpose, you can change the values and you can observe the results. Now you can join it. Join this portion. I have assigned all the values for the capacitor as well. You can see, as well as for the equivalent resistance. Also, I have assigned the value. You can see 0.001 ohm. Up till the things are clear to each and everyone, can I proceed further?
Yes, ma'am.
Right
Ma'am,
now, okay.
ma'am,
Yeah,
ma'am, what is the
get
significance of using inductance at input side?
inductance we are just using so that when we will be generating some signal in order to reduce the ripples.
Ma'am, as I can see, it is a constant supply. So if constant supply is there, then there will not be any ripple. V input is constant. Hello,
We are
Ma'am,
using it for filtering the DC.
ma'am. We
ma'am,
can.
ma'am,
Yes, tell.
actually in the circuit diagram of the boost converter, the inductor is not present, so we have to manually put it uh, outside the block. So that is why L is there.
मैम मैम अगर सोर्स वैल्यू अगर कांस्टेंट है मैम तो इंडक्टर फिल्टर किस लिए करे क्या करेगा
जब हमें
Actually,
when I will give the value in the SCADA, so if some ripples will be there in at the source side, so that ripples will be filtered by this inductors, and this we will be measuring in the SCADA panel. In the SCADA panel, you will be able to see the factors of this. It will be coming in the form of the square waveform. It will be coming in the SCADA. When you will see in the SCADA, so you will be observing the voltage across this inductance that will be in the form of SCADA, in the form of a square waveform, and this L will be in the form of the triangular waveform in the SCADA, where you will be seeing. As we will be generating the pulses using the PWM, so that will be used for this purpose. So that's why here we have used the inductors, as we will be generating the pulses using the PWM. And also you know that we will be designing the controller part also using the PI controller. So as you know that what the work of PWM? PWM is used to generate the modulating signal. So it will compare the triangular waveform with the reference modulating signal. So here we are trying to give some sort of a triangular waveform using the inductance along with the source. In the SCADA output, you will be able to see in the capture and scope. I will show that L will be representing as a triangular waveform. Is it clear now?
yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear now? I hope you all are getting, because
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
here at the enable point, I'll be providing the reference signals as well as the enable. So that will be provided by the controller. So that controller will be comparing with the help of the PWM generator. We will be comparing this triangular waveform to the reference modulating signal, right? So that triangular waveform will be existing due to the L present here. Understood?
Excuse
Got
me,
the
ma'am.
point?
Can
Yes.
you please Can you please show the value of L once more?
Right now the value of L is 1 e to the power minus 3.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So I am just completing the plant part. So after the plant part, when I'll design the controller, then you will be able to know that what we are doing and what is the exact purpose of L. Now, with this output of the boost, after the output of the boost, I'll be using the output for the um, current measurement across this, as well as output voltage we will be measuring across this. So I'll be using one voltage measurement. So this is one voltage measurement here, and one current measurement I'll be using. This is the current measurement. One R1 I'll be using for this. So one passive element I'll be using along with the contactor. So one passive element, from the passive element I am fetching one resistor. So this is the resistor, and in this resistor I am putting the value as 100 ohms. This I will name it as I output current. I out, and here also name it as V out. Okay, let's make it a small. V out. I'll be joining this. Now, this is the output current, and this we will be giving. This output current I'll be giving to the comparator, where we will compare the reference and the measured value, because this will be the measured value. In order, I will show you when I'll be designing the controller part. Single pole, single through contactor. From the contactors, from here, we will use single pole, single through contactor. So this is the single pole, single through contactor, and here you name it as load. Load. This is load. Now you can join this R1 with here. One second. Similarly, I just shift the load little bit here. Load. So from the load, now here I'll be providing another resistor, that is from the passive element. And that value I'll be putting it as 25 ohm. So this value is 25 ohm. In load settings, in contactor settings, we have to check some of the settings. Like initial general state will be like this, SA1 will be this, and SA logic will be activate high, and feedback output will be false. Initial state will be fall off, on delay will be 0, and off delay will also be 0, and switching will be on any current. Okay. So this is the thing, and you can just check it with the help icon also. This is the properties of contactor. These are the types of the contactor. There are lots of contactors are available. These are type of double throw. Okay. This like double pole, double throw contactor, single pole, double throw contactor. Okay, multiple pole, single throw contactor. Like this, all the things are given, and timing on delay means turn on, closing delay, off delay, turn off, opening delay. Then switching, choose between any current or zero switching mode. So these are the things available. Okay. And digital output name will be always available when you will be using the digital pro for this. So I have used a load there. So our digital output variable, digital output will be load underscore FB. That is the this designate the load feedback signal. Okay, that signalizes the contactor state when I will be using in the SCADA. So just remember that why I am using load underscore FB. Okay, so this sort of a thing. That's why I have shown you the document along with this. So now my plant part is ready. I just best zoom it. This is my plant part. Now for the controller part, I have to design the controller. So for the controller part, what I'm going to do, I have to take one reference signal because this is the output value of the V. This is the measured value which we are getting. V output is the measured value. And here I will enable the signal output because this I am going to measure it in the values. Okay. And this signal output value for this execution rate, I am going to keep it as TS, which I'll be assigning there in the model initialization TS.
Madam,
So
which
here
changes
can you what Nidhi?
in last which changes components we have to do? TS in which component we have to make?
V output because this is here we are going to get the measured value now. This is the output voltage. So this is the measured value. So here when I will come to the signal processing, okay, 1 second. I just untick it. Earlier it was like this.
Yes. Yes.
So now here in the signal processing, I will enable the signal output and I'll be put the execution rate, what it is given 100 e to the power minus 6. You just put it as TS.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So this port will become available because I have to take this output and I will be comparing with the reference. Okay. There should be reference now, like a very simple example, like if you have to weight some thing, then you have to keep the reference with which value you are going to weight the things. Like in chemistry lab, if you have to weight some chemical or some sugar cubes, if you are using for the experiment, then there is some weightage now. So with the help of that weightage, you will using. Ramya, can you please mute your mic, beta, because I'm getting lots of voice. So is it clear? So here also we will be measuring, we will be comparing with the reference value. Is it clear to everyone that why I have enabled the signal processing part here? The value of R2 is 25 ohm. Okay. Now here for the reference part, what I will do, I will fetch one SCADA input. So SCADA input also you will get in the signal processing part, and this I'm going to name it as reference. Reference. Because this will act as a reference because I need some reference now to compare it. So this is my reference. This is my reference.
What is SCADA input?
SCADA input is provided in the signal processing part, which can be used to enable, which can be used as a reference.
So we are using
For any-
SCADA as a
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah, SCADA input as a reference, and when we want to have the SCADA output somewhere, so we can take the SCADA output. This will help you in the SCADA panel when you want to enable something. So here I don't have any reference, so I'm just using the SCADA input as a reference. So whatever the value here, I'm going to place some values also. Like here, my signal type is 0. Minimum value, I'm going to put it as 0. Then maximum value, I'm going to put it as 1. Okay. So, and default value will be 0. And execution rate, again, I'm going to put it as TS. So this will act as my reference. This is my reference value with which I'm going to measure the output. Now for measuring the output, for comparing this output with this reference, I need some sort of a comparator or some sort of thing. So I'll be using sum for measuring this. So I'll be using the sum, and here I'll be using the sign plus minus. Plus and minus. Why I'm using plus minus? Because this is my reference signal will go to the plus sign, and this value which is coming from the output will go to the minus sign. And the output of this, what we will be getting, this is the measured value, V output will be the measured.
Ma'am, can you show again how you put the plus and minus value?
Okay, just I like to ask one question. How many of you understand that what is the reference and what is the other signal which required? What do you mean by reference signal?
Sir, it is used for comparing with the output signal so that we can eliminate errors.
No.
The reference signal. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
the reference
please.
signal is like the signal that we are able to try to reach.
Okay, let me simplify this one. All you mute yourself, and I'll give you a very basic and very interesting definition. Just assume that you are having one of your friend across the road. Means your home is one side of the road and your friend is living on other side of the road, and you want to transfer your message. Means you don't have mobile or other things. You want to transfer your message by writing on a paper. So if you are say it's the difference between both of your places is like that, so that you cannot send directly only paper, means by throwing or other ways. So what you can do, is there any solution?
Try to use signals, means like some sort of references, like
No, it's not about the electrical terms. Actually, what I'm trying to say that say you just want to say your friend which is who is living across the road to hello, but you don't have any kind of phone or any kind of things like that. You just have option to write your message on paper. So how you can send that paper to your friend?
We would throw it.
But the capacity of paper is not able to across the road.
So we should write like bigger and do not throw the paper on the after or across the road. We just write with big fonts. So and write and show him like that. So maybe he
That
can
also
adjust.
work. But the thing is,
We
what
would
I am
tie
trying to
some
say,
extra weight
huh?
to throw it.
Yes, please.
Or wrap a stone and
Extra weight and throw it so that it can travel far.
wrap paper or
Exactly.
stone
What
inside.
what I like to listen that you need to put a stone or something like a weight so that you can throw that and it can travel across the road. So the means your message is going to work as a reference and the weight is going to work as a carrier signal. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat it?
Yes. Means there are two types of signal. First one is the message signal, which you have, which you wrote on your paper, and the second one is the carrier signal, which you use like any stone or any weight, so that your message signal can across the road. You got it?
So
Sir,
like
means
in
that
electromagnetic traveling wave.
Pardon?
Sir, it is an example that we see in this like communication lines. So when we send a message signal to someone in electromagnetics, digital
Yes. See, this is part of a older structure. Right now, we don't need to use the transmission line to send the message. But what I make you means what I'm trying to make you understand that the difference between the reference signal and the carrier signal. All you have studied the communication system. So there are two kinds of signals. First one is the message signal. Second one is the carrier signal. Message signal is always wrapped with the carrier signal, and it is transmitted from one place to other place with the use of carrier signal only. If we can transfer only message signal, that is not going to transfer. So same thing in the power electronics also. Whenever we need to control any converter, so what we need to do, we need to put a carrier signal with a reference signal. Okay, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
like in a control strategy, that sine wave is a reference signal here, and the
Triangular wave is the triangular wave is the carrier signal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so triangular wave is always having higher frequencies. So that because they are carrier signals, and the reference signals always having low frequencies like 50 hertz or 60 hertz because they are message signals. Have you experienced this one earlier?
Yes, sir.
चलो
कंट्रोल स्ट्रेटजी
मैं हिंदी में एक सिंपल भाषा में बताता हूँ. आप लोग मेरी इस 5 मिनट की रिकॉर्डिंग को आप डिलीट कर दीजिएगा. मैं बहुत सिंपल भाषा में बताता हूँ. जैसे मान लो मतलब बुरा मत मानिएगा मेरे इस एग्जाम्पल को कि छोड़ो जान दे यार. इतना समझ में आ गया ना? वो थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाएगा. नहीं ज्यादा हो जाएगा. वो कभी पर्सनली डिस्कस करेंगे.
सर समझ में आ जाएगा तो सर ज्यादा क्या सही है सर. सारे एग्जांपल्स अच्छे होते हैं.
ठीक है, चलो जैसे मान लो आप सड़क पे खड़े हो, ठीक है, और आपकी गर्लफ्रेंड जो है 7वें फ्लोर पे रहती है. अब आप चाहते हो कि अपना लेटर जो आपने लिखा है उसको पहुंचाना है, तो कैसे पहुंचाओगे? कागज फेंकोगे तो नहीं पहुंचेगा ना. उसको कागज को पत्थर में लपेट के फेंकोगे तो वो पहुंच जाएगा. तो पत्थर हुआ करियर सिग्नल और जो कागज हुआ जिसमें आपने मैसेज दिखाया वो हुआ रेफरेंस सिग्नल. अब तो समझ में आ गया ना?
वेरी गुड.
लेकिन सर यहाँ पे रेफरेंस के लिए
अब इसमें भी क्वेरी है. मतलब इतना प्यार से समझाया फिर भी समझो नहीं.
लेकिन सर इसके रिस्पेक्ट है सर जो अभी मैम ने बताया सर, जैसे रेफरेंस सिग्नल है उसमें
रेफरेंस सिग्नल है वही तो रेफरेंस सिग्नल हुआ ना. रेफरेंस वही है, करियर वही है. हर
हाँ,
जगह
तो
वही अप्लाई होगा, पूरी
हाँ, तो मतलब
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स
यहाँ पे
रेफरेंस
जो
और
सर
करियर पे ही डिपेंड करती है।
तो यहाँ पे जो रेफरेंस है सिर्फ वही यहाँ पे कैरियर है ना?
नहीं 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 नहीं, रेफरेंस करियर नहीं होता, करियर तो आपके बूस्ट में इनबिल्ट होगा, अभी वो दिखाएंगे मैम आपको।
ओके सर,
कैसी
ओके
बात कर, अरे अभी टाइम है भाई, देखो तो इतना सिंपल एग्जांपल और कोई नहीं देगा। ठीक है,
ओके, थैंक यू।
ओके, बाय बाय।
Okay,
मैम ये
सबसे
रेफरेंस
अच्छा एग्जाम्पल मिल गया।
reference signal the values that are entered in reference signal.
Reference signal I will connect. Just wait, just have patience. I will show. Let me design the controller first. Then I'll show that how I'm going to connect the reference signal and where I'm going to connect. Okay, let me show it here itself. Here I'm going to change it as internal modulator. And here I'm going to keep this is at dead time period as 1. E to the power minus 6. And the maximum and minimum I'm going to keep it as 0. And here also up till maximum as 0. And load will be on minimum. So can you see here enable and here it.
Ma'am, please show the boost again.
That time period will be 1 e to the power minus 6.
Okay.
And here I have changed to this internal modulator. Okay. So here you have got, then press it OK. Here you have got the two inputs. One is for the input and one is for the enable part. So enable will be provided by PWM, pulse width modulation.
I got 3 inputs, ma'am. Extra one was frequency.
So you must have fetched the another converter. There are lots of converters that have the same look. Have you fetched the single phase inverter or buck or some other converter? This is boost converter. You have fetched the other converter. You have to fetch this boost converter. I'll just show you. This one, boost. BOOST, boost. You have fetched the another converter. Not an issue. It happens for the first time. Now is it clear?
Ma'am, I took the same converter, but I'm not getting extra output. So I'm getting input plus input minus output plus output minus. Just those four.
Have you changed this control to the internal modulator and
Yes,
pressed
ma'am.
OK? Have you pressed it OK?
Yes, ma'am.
Just send your pic on the WhatsApp group.
Yes, ma'am.
Your query will be clarified there or send on the chat box your pic. Whatever you have done by opening the box also. Opening this box also. Somebody from the team, please check his query. Why he is getting the 3? He is telling I'm getting 3 inputs. Has he used the right converter or not? Okay, so this one is the V output is the measured value and this one is the reference value. Now the output of the summation here, the output which we will get here is at this point, we will get the difference of these two values and that will be the error. Okay, that will be the error between
When your voice is not coming.
Okay. So here can you see? Now you are able to get me. At the output you will get the difference of these two. The measured value and the reference and that will be the error. Error between measured value and the reference value. Now in order to eliminate this error, we have to design the PI controller, because this PI controller will eliminate the error. So here I am going to design the PI controller, and for designing the PI controller, I can use gain. I will use the gain from the signal processing part, one gain for the P and another gain for the I. P means proportional, and I for integral. So here I will name it as P. In the first gain and another gain for the integral, capital I. In this also, put gain as P and element I can put it as, I will take it element wise, that is KU.
Ma'am, it is capital P.
Yeah, it is capital P. You can take it as capital P or a small p, whatever you can want, you can take. But in the model initialization, just take care that what we are going to write, because here we are going to give the value of the P. Okay. So here my value will be 1. And this will be K. Okay. Now this output will go, the output of this will go to 1 to the proportional band, and another will be, this is how we have designed the PI controller. This is my PI controller. This PI controller will eliminate this error, the error which we have received at the output of this summation. And for this integral gain, I will use one integrator. I will use one integrator. So using one integrator from the library, integrator. This is integrator. So this output will go to this. Output of this integral will go to this integrator, and then I'm going to use one more sum. Where these outputs will be summed together to this P and another one to this S. Okay. So here this gain is the proportional gain, and this one is the integral gain, which is integrated, and I have given this to the summation. Now here this summation, my values will be from -1 to 1, or from negative to plus values to the upper values. So I will use one limiter, limit function. So I'll use one limit function. So from the mathematical operation, I'm able to find the limit function, and this limit function I will provide. It is not connected well. This limit function. In this limit function, I will define the upper limit as 1, 0. Means I can say -infinity to, instead of -infinity to +infinity, I am giving some values. So it is -1, 0. And execution rate will be inherent. Also, I will use the range shifter if there is some difference for the values, then range shifter can be used. Range shifter. Discrete system, discrete transformation system, a rate transition. I think range shifter has been removed from this. So not an issue with this limit function, we can use it. So limit function already we have used, so not an issue for the range shifter. Now I will use one go-to signal. Why I'm using go-to signal? Because there I'll assign the reference. Because the output what I'm going to get, this is all the reference I'm going to get. So I will tag it here, reference. 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 And I will make the scope global. Reason, you know why I'm making the globe is global. See, what I want, I have to connect this output to this here. But it will not look nice, it will make it hazy. So instead of doing that, I will just use a reference here and made it global. So as I will put the from signal here, so this signal will go to here and from will pick from here. I'll just show you. Okay, this is go to signal. And here I will use one analog probe, because here I'll measure the modulating signal. Analog probe I will be using because I want the modulating signal to be measured in the SCADA panel. So here I'll be using this analog probe, and here I'm going to measure, and I will name this probe as modulating signal. This is modulating signal. Modulating signal. So this will give me the output for the modulating signal. This reference at which I have provided. So here I will use from. This from signal from, and here I will tag it reference. What I will tag it? Reference. So this is reference. Make it global. तो जहां कहीं भी हमारा रेफरेंस सिग्नल होगा, wherever it is, it will fetch that reference, and this reference I'm going to give it as a input. Okay, need not to.
मैम अगर लोकल रखेंगे तो क्या होगा?
लोकल रखेंगे तो वो कनेक्ट नहीं होगा. देखो यहाँ पे मैचिंग टैग शो कर रहा है. It is showing the matching tag. Can you see? Yes. The matching tag is go to one. From where it is giving. When you will keep it as global, you will not be able to get the signal. Now, it is global. I'll just make it as local and press it OK. Now see, is it giving any matching tag? From where it will fetch the reference signal? It has no matching tag. कहाँ से आ रहा है ये reference signal? From where this reference signal is coming? So I am keeping it as global. So wherever it will fetch the signal. So here you can see the signal is coming from go to 1, and from go to 1 signal is going where? It is going to from 1. So this point
Local
clear to everyone?
local is used for subsystems. Means say you are having a complex system, and in case you are planning to design different subsystems. So in that case, you don't want to means you don't the signals are not going to interfere between different signals. So in that case, you can select the local option. Okay, means say you are having a IDC for means different systems, and you want to connect with different systems. So in that case, you need to select the local. But if you want to use global, means if you want to use one signal to all the places, in that case, you need to select the global. Have you got that, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Shashank sir. Now, what is this integrator integral signal is doing? This integral signal, here we are going to get the controller output, and this integral controller, the output will be in the form of what form? Like, so controller output will be 1 by integral into integral of error. What the error which we have received, the integral of error. This is the meaning of here. This is 1 by integral of this controller output, and here it will take the integration of the error which it has received. So that is the fact for the controller output.
Ma'am,
Like in model initialization, I'll tell you, like hashtag controller output, just for your satisfaction, for controller output, just as an example, don't take it. What is the purpose of using the integrator along with the integral? So it is doing 1 by integrator, 1 by integral, okay, 1 by integral. I just put it in bracket, and it will be multiplied with integrator of error. Okay, integrator of error. So what is the integrator of error? How we are going to get? So integral of bracket open. I'm just showing it. So integral of E T D T. Sorry, T will be inside the bracket. Okay. And for this purpose, the values for I am going to put here. This will be 0.6 into 0.6 into 0.002 upon 0.5 upon, I'm taking all the calculations, okay, what I have done, 0.00055, and this value is going to equal to 0.436 or 437 in the round figure, I can say. Either you can write directly this value, but in order to explain you, this value I have taken. Okay. This is for the integral, what we are doing here in this portion. Integral with this integral controller and with this integrator part. Okay.
ma'am, in
So
the
for
integral,
this,
in the integral gain, you write it as 1.
yeah.
So
Here, see,
yes,
I
but
just
ma'am,
close it.
I didn't see the in the script writer.
So here it is written 1.
1, yes, ma'am. But in the script writer, it is not there. So
Sometimes it shows, sometimes it not show because I have chosen element wise, no K E U. So I have not chosen as matrix or something. If I have used the value in the form of, if I have used the numpy by array, so it will show. Otherwise, it will not show. It is one. It is taken at one. Gain is taken as one here. Not an issue. Why are you worried there?
Ma'am, in the Python script file.
Here I have used P.
No, ma'am, not here. In the Python script file that you are showing before this, you are writing
In
something.
model
Yes.
initialization. So here you can see the value. That's why here I have taken one now. Why I have taken one? One can be multiplied to anything now. If I am multiplying 1 into 0.06, what it will give? 0.06, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is there. And for this proportional part, so like controller output, so this controller output is directly proportional to this value. I'm just giving you for an idea. I'm just trying to explain you. Okay. Then controller output for the proportional band. For the proportional band, if I take like controller output for the proportional band, because here I have to assign some value for the proportional P also, no? So controller output I should write it out. Put is equals to, it is just for your understanding so that you can understand that exactly what is going on. This is just like for explanation, just like as an example. But the values what I have given, this is according to the calculation. And what I'm writing with the hashtag, this is just for your explanation. Error into 100. And this will be divided by the proportional band. Proportional band. What will be any proportional band, whatever it will be given. So that proportional band can be used. So here my P value will be P is equals to 0.6 into 0.01. Okay. Suppose my error is something, error is my 0.6 and my proportional band is something else. That's why it is giving 0.01. So what will be my proportional band here? You can just have the simple mathematics. Can you calculate? You know that what is the proportional band here with this value. Okay. Now also I have to assign the TS. So I will assign the TS value TS. Oh no. I have taken capital T and a small s. Yes. That I am going to take it as 50 e to the power minus 6 according to the calculation. So these things I have assigned in the model initialization. Now, just hold on. Anyone from the team, organizing team, Sudipto is present? Or Shashank sir, just let me know that how many time can I take? Because I am about to complete the schematic, but...
Ma'am, you have 5 minutes only.
Sir, in 5 minutes only schematic can be completed. SCADA, I will need still
SCADA
10 to
we
15
will
minutes.
discuss by tomorrow.
So just allow 10 to 15 minutes if it is okay.
No, it's too late.
Okay, sir.
What is the value of TS?
I think, ma'am, your voice is not audible.
So this is the value. Ts equals to 50 to the power minus 6.
Ma'am, your voice is not there.
Yeah. Now is it clear? Can you see in the model initialization? The values of I and P and TS I have put. So this my PI controller is completed. Now here I have to enable the integrator and disable the integrator. So for enable the integrator, I will again take one SCADA input. So here it is the SCADA input and name it as PWM. PWM. Okay. And for here, assign the values 0. Okay. And this minimum value will be 1. Minimum value will be 0. Maximum will be 1. Default value will be 1. And this execution time rate will be TS. 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 Okay. And just name it as PWM enable because I'll be using it as enable. Enable. Okay. So where my this will go? So for I want to see the enable also. So I'll be using one Distill Pro for PWM. So I'll be using the Distill Pro. So this is my Distill Pro. And in this Distill Pro, I will mention it as enable because here I am looking for enable in the SCADA. Enable. Enable. And I will use one here also I have to assign one enable. So again, I will use the go to signal. Signal go to. And here I will tag it enable. Enable. And make it as global. And the same here, I will again fetch one from signal. Signal from the system. And here I will give to the enable part. Tag it the same thing. Enable. And make it as global. So this will take from go to. Have you seen? This is from go to. Now this go to signal, it is the enable. But what if I want to disable? So for disable, what we can do, I have to use one logic operator. So this logic operator I will be using. And this logic operator, I will be using the NOT gate. Because if it is 1, And if I want to disable, then it should be 0. So I have to use one NOT gate for this. So I have used the enable operator for this. So I can once again. Yes, this is the NOT gate. And from here, using the output of the NOT gate will be disable, and this disable output will go to this integrator. And how it will go? Initial value I'll be using as internal, but I have to reset. In external reset, you can choose it rising, falling, either or level. So I'll choose level and asynchronous type. So it will show, and this will be connected here. Is it clear? Now this part is completed. Now I will save this model as boost closed loop.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, ma'am, while saving it is saying library can't be saved tags with global scope detected. The following tags has global, this library validation block is showing. What should I do?
Global, it will not show. Go to signal you have to fetch. Go to
Ma'am, I didn't
signal.
get you. Can you repeat again?
Go to
Yes,
signal
ma'am,
you
I
have to
took the.
fetch.
Yes, ma'am, I pressed the go to signal only.
Then what is send the pic on the chat box? You will be answered there, because how can I be able to see?
Ma'am, I'm sending on WhatsApp because in where I'm not able to. I'll send in WhatsApp.
Yeah, there also you can see. You can see. Now here I will compile and just check if there is error or not. Model initialization.
And my model initialization script is also coming gray, man. I'm not able to open it.
I don't know what's the problem with your system. I think maybe there is some problem. Just check it, or afterwards we will see your query.
Ma'am, how we integrator has two input?
What are you saying?
Yes, how integrator will get the input?
Integrator will get the input. You will just click it on this and go to reset, and external reset, just level, and then reset type as asynchronous. Okay.
Level then
Then
as
you will get this.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Then set it as okay. Uh, Here I have to fit one range shifter, so I'll prepare one range shifter. Just hold on. It needs to be prepared. If it is not given, then I have to prepare one subsystem for that. So create a one subsystem. Name it as range shifter. Range shifter, and we will prepare one block here. So in range shifter, for preparing the range shifter, just delete the connections. Or delete all the ports here. Use one signal input port, signal input port. This is the signal input port, and use one gain for preparing the subsystem of this range shifter. Gain. Gain, and in this gain we will assign the value 0.5. Instead of this, assign the value 0.5, and the execution rate will be inherit, and this will be connected to the port of output port of this signal input port. Okay, and I'll use one summation, sum. Already I need a 2 plus sign, so it's okay. So 0.5, it is going from the gain. This will shift the range as per requirement. Use one constant block. Constant block, and in this constant block, assign the value 0.5 and keep the execution rate as TS 0.5 and execution rate as TS. Find it okay, and this will be this. Then I need one output port, so use signal output port. Signal output port is here. This is the signal output port and this. So this is how we have designed the range shifter. Get back to the root and now connect. Just minimize it, or if you want, just hide its name. Hide the name. Let me check the side. So make it as left, and this index you give it as 1. In the range shifter subsystem, and for the output, as it will be on the right side, so make it right and 1. Then okay. If you want to hide the name, or just make it blank. Hide the name, click it on this and hide the name of this so that it should not look dirty there. Come back to the root. Yes. Now here you can see. Just minimize it a little bit. And this one to the reference, and this one to the
Ma'am, can we create a subsystem for this whole, the reference, first reference and the PM enable? Because I think it makes the diagram messy.
You can try it, but right now I am in a hurry because I have to compile this model. I
Okay,
don't
okay.
have that much time, so you can try it.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll just save it, and now I will compile it. Hope there are no errors.
Then this error or warning window is not coming in my window.
It might have got hidden. It might have got hidden. I just check what is the error. It's okay, root.
In limit block, why do we have two values? Like
What is in limit block? What you want?
why are we specifying 1 comma 0 and minus 1 comma 0? Instead, we can just use 1 and 0.
Yeah, that also we can do. Just check it. I have used comma or point. It is 1.0 I have used, I think. I just check. Limit block. Yeah, it's comma. Make it 1.0. Make it 1.0. By mistake, it is done. Now it's correct. Thank you, those who have noticed this, because while writing it, some mistakes come. So just load model to the virtual hill device. There was lots of things to tell in the SCADA, but due to the time taken by our previous expert, I will only show you the SCADA results. So when it is loading model to the SCADA, by that time it is doing. So you can create a new panel. And in this new panel, the first and foremost thing, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to capture and scope, where I'll show you the results, and there you have to add some of the signals I'm going to add. Only some signals I will add. You can add more than that, and you can check with those signals as well. It's up to your choice. But I want to see L, so I will use L because I want to show you L, I told you. So L, I'm going to check it on viewport. Then you can add the signal for what else? I want to see the VL also, output voltage for the L across the L. So I'll be using the VL, and VL you can check it on third viewport. If you won't tick, then signals won't come. What else I want? I want to check the modulating signal and V output. So V output. I check it on the viewport first. You can take more signals, as many signals. You can check the output of the boost, but what is mattering here? So what that is, I'm going to check. So all these 4 signals I'm going to check here. Rest of the signals can be done. Okay. So here, now I will, here in the sources side, here I'm going to set the voltage as 35 volt something. Okay. So in contactors, just check it, then you can show it as open or closed. In SCADA inputs, enable it as 1, and the reference, as it is taken as reference. So for the reference, you have to take some value. So for the reference part, you have to take it as 55. 0. Note it is 0.0 or comma, just 55. I just take it outside the range. Okay. I just check it with the sources. I just make the sources value So here, if I'm going to put a slider, for the voltage, I'm going to name it as input per unit. Minimum value, I can keep it as 0.80, and maximum, I can keep it as 1.2, and this step, it can be 0.02. You can edit in code editor. So in code editor, you will assign the value voltage which we are going to take, that is equals to 35 into input value. Input value. This you have to fetch it. Then enter. Then you have to fetch from the source settings. So here I'll be giving the insert the value. This will be value equals to 0.00. Save it. So whatever the value it is, it will show. Okay, make it here as voltage. Save it. Then check if there is any error. Yeah, there is again error. Just wait for 2-3 minutes. I just want to show the capture if the voltage value, if I'm able to correct it. That's it. Have patience. Value equals to voltage. Here I have used the same value. And why it is showing the error? Okay, here it is a small v. Our input where voltage was a small. Okay, it is v only. Just check it. Okay, input voltage here I have to give. Forward to name it as input voltage. Now it's okay, I think. Now it will not show.
Ma'am, we have to press the play button, that is run button, then it will not show any error. I think.
Just a minute, beta, because I have to enable the signal. That signal I am not able to enable it due to this, because I have to multiply this voltage. Because of this things, now this will not show the error. Now here in the SCADA input, here I have to give one value, that is a reference value which I will be giving. Okay. So here now I will run the simulation. Reference signal, I can give it as 0.55. Contactor, I just close it. I'll just check. Results are not coming. Values for enable or disable as well, because without that I think the results we will not get. So I have to fetch one group picket.
This panel is not saved. So will this create any problem?
Okay guys, I will continue tomorrow because lots of participants are leaving also. So you can just save this panel as till schematic you can finish. And this part I will take tomorrow. It will hardly take 15 to 20 minutes. So tomorrow I will take this part. Is it okay to everyone?
Yes, we have to only do the schematic part, no?
Yeah, schematic part you perform and rest of the SCADA part we will propose it tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, there is lots of things like for enable and disable I have to do. So that will take time. You save this panel file so that it can be used. As well as model settings file you can save from here. Save model settings files. So it will be saved in the form of runx.
When this error is occurring while opening the saved file, okay, I'm trying to open a file, saved model, but
I'm not able to understand your question. Just please repeat.
I'm trying to open the saved model, the model that I have created just now. But when I'm trying to open it, so it is showing error like select model cannot be opened. 11924 error expected equal to at position. This error is coming.
Sir, just close the, if you have saved the model, just close the Typhoon Hill software and again open the software and then again open the model like this, open model, and you will go to the open model and this your model will be open.
I have done it.
You can just close the software, sometimes it happens.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
why I'm not able to put the signal output port and signal input port in the, when I am trying to put that, then it will be showing that please.
Have you deleted that P1 and P2 which was given?
P1 and P2.
It was
It's
given in the
next to
subsystem.
some.
In the subsystem, it is given like here. See, this is a subsystem. So inside it is P1 and P2. Just delete it. And here you write signal input port. Signal input port.
Okay, yes, done, ma'am. Thank you.
Done?
Yes.
Okay, then done.
Thank you.
Anything else? So SCADA panel we will be continuing tomorrow as we have to design the boost control part in the SCADA panel where we have to enable and disable it. And there is lots of things which we have to do in the SCADA because of which results are not coming. So we will do the SCADA panel tomorrow. It will hardly take 20 minutes. Okay. I tried to finish it today, but participants were leaving, so they will not be able to understand. So that's why.
Ma'am, but we get the recording for that. But the session was very amazing, ma'am, this time, because last time you are in hurry, but this time everything is explained by you very well. I'm very pleased with that.
But this time I'm getting a scolding from my seniors also that I am not able to finish it on time.
Yeah, ma'am, but it happens because if you are in hurry, then we don't learn very well, and that's happened because of that.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
good to learn
exactly.
one thing less, but the thing we learn, it's be perfect.
Yeah, so today I think it was the perfect for you all. Thank you for your comments. Okay, thank you guys, and thank you for your cooperation, and thank you for your precious time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so we will go ahead tomorrow again with the SCADA.
Thank you.
It will hardly take 20 to 25 minutes. More than half of the part in SCADA also we have done. But some coding part along with that is required to enable the signals. So we will do it tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Bye,
Sudipto,
ma'am.
are you there?